So I'm sharing my screen here, right? So you should all be able to see it. And you'll notice that I added something new to this, okay? So again, period 1, classwork. All right, I hate when I do that every time. Okay, you'll notice part 1, part 2, part 3. Enlarging part 3 is actually kind of like a critique, similar to what we did with our previous value exercises. Okay, so the first thing is you're going to be creating a side-by-side collage again. Okay, but this is now we've had some practice, so it shouldn't be as bad. Okay, we're going to perform a self-critique of your drawing, and this is basically we're going to be doing this by marking up your drawing as I'm about to demonstrate. As always, we're focusing on proportion, making sure that the details are in correct proportion to each other. Okay, we're going to look at spacing in terms of the positive and negative space. Negative space is going to be helping us a lot, okay, to make sure that the different details are the correct distance from each other. Okay, the next thing is the detail interaction. Okay, the detail interaction really boils down to how the details are intersecting each other, how they're overlapping, and whatnot. I'll show you those things. And then angles. Angles is going to be super important. And one of my students taught me in Photopea how to actually create angled lines. It's actually pretty easy. So I'm going to make sure that you guys see that. And then what we're going to do is you're going to save your critique and upload it to the Padlet link below, which is right there. Okay. Now, I do want you to upload your progress. So however far you got with it, whether you finished it or not, I want to see where you're at, okay, by the end of the period. Now, you're going to be able to refer to my shelf to see an example of what is expected, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at what I've gotten up there, okay? So the first thing is here, all right. So over here on my shelf, you can see my shelf, right? Okay, is my example of my sketch. All right, you'll notice that I've got, just like I did before for the previous thing, composition number 7, and I've got my dimensions right there, right? I click on it, and you can see a close-up of it. And then what I did is I went ahead and I downloaded it because I used my phone for it, and so I'm able to use it now. Now, when I open up Photopea, which is right here, I click on it, it'll open it up, and the first thing I do is I'm going to open up my collage, right, of my different drawings and everything. Okay, now if for whatever reason you didn't save this, okay, remember what you can do is go to where on the Padlet, click on download, and then you could save it. If you're on your Chromebook, it'll save it to your Google Drive. If you're on a PC or Mac, like I'm on a PC, but if you're using a Mac, you could actually save that to wherever you want on your computer. Okay, so you always have access to it. The first thing I'm going to do is this. Okay, in here, all I want is my composition. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my crop tool. Okay, and all I'm going to do first is I'm going to crop. I'm going to delete cropped pixels, just the drawing that I want. Click OK, boom, cool. See, that's all I want, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and go to Image, Canvas Size, and so since this is going to be side by side, I want to double the width. Okay, so I'm going to go about 6,200. I'd rather have more than not enough. Then this is important here. I'm going to click on the anchor and move it over to the left like we've done before. Click OK, and that creates my spot. Now I'm going to go back again, go File, Open, and I'm going to find my drawing. There it is. I open it up. Okay, this is where a lot of people get confused or they run into problems. Okay, so just make sure we pay attention here. The first thing I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to go ahead and crop this as well. So that way I get just my image. If I have a small little border, that's not a big deal. Okay, click OK, boom. Now I'm going to click and drag over. You'll see that the other one becomes blue. Go to my arrows up here. Make sure Transform Controls is on. Slide it over. And now I'm going to enlarge it. Hold down Shift. Okay, and I'm going to enlarge it right about there. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. Now you'll notice that I cropped out a little bit of my image, which really kind of bothers me. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Image, Canvas Size. It's anchored down, and I'm going to add, let's add about 50 pixels, and let's see what that does. Hey, look at that, almost there. Boom. Okay. I honestly just kind of guessed at it and it worked. So if I would have gone over, then I could always just recrop the image. Okay. Now from here, it's going to be kind of like measuring and checking out our compositions, right? You'll notice that right away. I'm going to start to pay attention to, for example, these angles in here, and the angles aren't that bad, but I'm definitely not at the right spot. So what I'm going to do is I go to my colors. I'm going to click a different color. So I'm going to go blue. Click OK. I'm going to go grab my paintbrush. Where's my paintbrush? There it is. Grab my paintbrush. Now, I can't really, let's see. That is, to me, too small of, might be too small of a line. So I'm going to go ahead and make it just a little bit bigger by 20. You know, it's just easier just to kind of type it out. Cool. Beautiful. It's a little bit better. Good. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my angles. So when I click on something, so for example, if I click, hold down Shift, and then I just move, and then I click again, it draws a line, right? So then I'm able to come over here, click, hold down Shift, and then I shift it over. And, you know, the line isn't that bad. It's just slightly off. Okay, when I look at this. All right, not bad. Okay, but now one of the things that I definitely want to check is if I look at this angle here and I go Shift to hold, or actually I'm going to go ahead and pull down, and you'll notice where I'm off right there, right? So basically what has to happen is this has to come up, right? So the entire line has to come up because the spacing here, this space is off. Look at that. My space is way huge compared to the other space over here. Okay. I'm going to look at this angle in here. All right. And I notice that my blue line touches right at the top. Awesome. That's pretty good, Matas. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll take it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click here, hold down Shift, and come down here to see this angle. All right, and that's matching up fairly well, okay? But I'm looking at where this is here, intersecting. It's not really in the middle. Mine is intersecting right about the middle, so I know I have to move over a little bit over here. Is this making sense? What we're looking for with this is finding our spaces, okay? Finding our angles. When I'm looking at, for example, this space in here, the black space in here and in here, okay, I'm trying to pay attention to how they're behind the seeds, and I don't think I did a good job of drawing those in. I think I got to go a little bit bigger here, okay, and this one's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I think I may have gone a little bit too long right there, or maybe a little bit too high because I'm missing this part. Look at that. I totally didn't draw that part in. So that tells me I have to come back in here and draw that part in. Right? Okay. Oh, look, I missed some of these pepper seeds here and definitely did not get that part in there. So this whole area in here I have to work in. Okay? Does that make sense? I'm missing kind of like this part in here, so I got to get that in there. So this is telling me the things that I need to work on and fix. So from here, once I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and click File, Export As, a PNG or JPEG. I like PNGs. They don't deteriorate nearly as much. Okay, click Save. All right. Oops. I'm going to title this something so that I don't forget. Click Save. All right. Then I'm going to go over to the Padlet. Click Add. Pick a file. Here, drawing painting 1. Oops, nope. We are in drawing 2. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to go to Peppers. Okay, it should be in here. There it is. Upload. Okay. As it's uploading, I'm going to go ahead and come in over here, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight this, copy it. So as this uploads, that's what I'm going to add as the title. Okay, I'm just going to paste it down. So of course, unfortunately, this takes a while, so we're just going to have to wait a little bit. And there it is. Then Control V, enlarging pepper drawing, and we should be good to go. Does that make sense? That's what we're going to be doing today. Okay?